I'd like to place an order. Yeah. Hey, let me get a chicken box and a half and half. All right, good looking out. Tinted window screaming after law out my mouth. I'm switching lanes from up north to down south. Now everybody trying to figure how I put it down. I took my show on the road straight out of town. Pee-wee is my nigga, so you know I brought some crooks with me. 1998, they tried to throw the book at me. Tell me what you see every time you take a look at me. A straight P, I only be where the hookers be. A old head, but still can pull any fly chick. One thing's for sure, you never see me ride a nigga dick. I got a thoroughbred who loves to call me pretty daddy. Through Alabama, getting hit in a pink caddy. Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. ToshUnique pulls back up on Shank and stands on her beating Alexis Patterson. Salute to the chat. Salute to all my moderators. Salute to the replay gang. Let me read this copyright disclaimer, and then we're going to jump into this demonstration. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Now, what that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I also have to say everything that you hear is allegedly. Now, this case, Alexis Patterson, is over 20 years old, right? Now, I'm going to start where we're at now, and then I'll backtrack, all right? Now, ToshUnique, who says that she, in fact, is Alexis Patterson, she's going to be joining me on the panel shortly. Other relatives would like to join the panel as well to try to get to the bottom of this. All I ask is if you join me on the panel, please be respectful by not using any profanity. All I ask, if you do have a conversation with ToshUnique, please allow her to speak, okay? Please don't insult her by calling her names. But if it's some general questions that you would like to ask her, fine, all right? Now, there was a DNA test done, right? There was a DNA test done in the Alexis Patterson case. Now, the DNA test was done on Lisa Miller. Drop a 1 if you think Lisa Miller, the young lady in this picture. Drop a 1 if you think that this is Alexis Patterson. Drop a 2 if you say, nah, Shank, that's not her. Well, anyway, there was a DNA test done. All right, so I want everybody to know, because I want to start where we're at in this case now. All right, give me 2 seconds.
All right, Elisa, 6:02 today marks 15 years since 7-year-old Alexis Patterson went missing right here in Milwaukee.
The little girl disappeared while on a short walk from home to school, and Pete Cervantes is live in that neighborhood this morning. Pete?
Well, Vincent, Susan, here behind us is Highmount School. Alexis Patterson, as you mentioned, was walking here in this neighborhood near 49th and Garfield. That was the last time she was spotted back in 2002. She would now be 22 years old. You may recall that last year authorities thought they'd located Patterson in Ohio after a tip from a woman's ex-husband there, but a DNA test proved that was not the case. That woman was not Alexis Patterson. She remains missing, and the sheriff's office says the investigation into her disappearance continues. Now, this...
All right, now let me just stop it now. For those that believe Lisa Miller is Alexis Patterson, what are we going to do with the DNA tests that prove that she isn't? I don't want to speak on ToshUnique yet. I'm going to come to ToshUnique, but let's try to get some kind of understanding with Lisa Miller. Anybody want to please explain this to me? There was a DNA test done. Lisa Miller isn't Alexis Patterson. I believe her son came back as being a relative of Alexis Patterson, but not Lisa Miller. Veronica says, I will say yes because of their eyes. I think ToshUnique sounds like Yana. I'm just so confused after hearing her family last night. Anybody want to take a shot for those that feel like Lisa Miller is Alexis Patterson? Nobody? Okay. Now we can always come back to Lisa Miller. All right. Now let's go to ToshUnique. I think the one with the two kids looked like a grown version of Alexis. Now, I will say that when I look at this picture with Lisa Miller, I will say that there are a little similarities, right? But I don't think that she looks anywhere near Alexis the way that Tosh looks like Alexis. I'm going to put my money on Alexis. I'm going to put my money on Tosh. But once again, the DNA test proved that Lisa isn't Alexis. And I'm going to do my best to keep up with the chat. If you have a question or a comment that you would like for me to read, please purchase a super chat. Just click on the $ symbol because it's going to be hard for me to get to the chat. But I do recognize and acknowledge all super chats. So, ToshUnique will be joining me shortly. All right. I thank Tosh her. I say all family ain't kinfolk. Tosh is Alexis. Well, they said they tested Lisa against a 2002 toothbrush of Alexis, right? Could have been contaminated. That's true, Nicole. That's true. That's true. And make sure y'all hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. I think Lisa Miller looks more like her when she was 7, but people do have doubles. That's true. I see you, Shank. It's weird that Lisa Miller's kids are in Yana's life if they aren't really her grandkids, though. That's true. That's true. The mother and Lisa were tested. Alexis can't go from dark to light. But how is her child related? Good question. Yes, story is crazy. The devil is busy, y'all, but God is busier praying for the truth. And this channel is a non-biased channel. This channel allows different points of views to be heard. Respect the channel like you would want others to respect yours. Enjoy the content. I see you, Saul. I see y'all in the chat. All right. Now let me move on to where we're at now. Okay. with ToshUnique. All right. Now, I gave these descriptions on the last demonstration, but I'll give it to y'all again. All right. Now, there's a song that Ayana, which is Alexis' mother, there's a song that she did. She rapped. And in this song, she mentioned her baby Alexis with a bump on the finger. She also mentioned a birthmark on her back in the shape of a pepperoni. Okay, now I showed this on the last demonstration. Some people say they couldn't see it. You can see it clear if you're on a computer, a desktop, or if you're on your TV. But I'm looking at it right now. Now, of course, when I had Tasha, and Tasha may be joining me as well, but Tasha disputed all of this evidence that I'm showing y'all. Tasha seems to believe, well, let me not seem to believe. Tasha says that ToshUnique is her niece. Now, in that song, she mentioned Alexis with a bump on her finger. There's a bump. Here's the pepperoni shaped birthmark. And I'll let ToshUnique come up and clear all of this up. I'm only presenting to y'all what was given to me, all right? So I'm going to and that's why ToshUnique is pulling back up to go over all of this and set the record straight so y'all can hear it out of her mouth, all right? Now we're going to move on. There's a mark on Alexis Patterson's shoulder that also is also the same mark on ToshUnique's shoulder. Now we're going to go to the teeth. Do y'all see any comparison? Drop a 3 if y'all see any comparison with the teeth. And we're going to come to another. Now, is Tosh daughter. Now, it was me eyes is the same as Alexis Patterson. Look at the eyes. Do y'all see the comparison? Now, one thing that I will say out of everything that was sent to me, and if I'm skipping y'all, I apologize. Yeah, I figured that, y'all. I figured that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get through this demonstration. And if I can't get this demonstration, if the skipping is too bad, then I'll just shut it down and I'll strike it up again. So I'm going to just keep going, hoping that it straightens itself. All right. Now here's the piece of proof that really stood out to me. Now you see the gentleman, that's the father of Alexis Patterson. The young lady in the middle, that's the little child in the red, that's Alexis Patterson. Drop a 6. Drop a 6 if all 3 of these photos, if everybody that's in this photo looks alike. I'm looking. I'll repeat it again for y'all. So the gentleman that you see in the pit, the gentleman is Alexis Patterson, father. The young lady in the middle, that's ToshUnique. And then the little girl in the red is Alexis Patterson. So for me, that was the most really stuck out. I was like, wow. Actually, I watched this show where parents did the DNA test and the dad nor the mother matched. So that turned out kind of chromosome the kids carried made them not either parent. Now, and I'll still stand on this. They all look alike. I'll still stand on what I'm about to say, everybody. If your daughter is missing, right? Now you already done a DNA test with Lisa, right? Then once you find out that Lisa isn't your child, not do the DNA with just saying. What I'll do is let me end the live and let me shut my computer down. Let me shut my computer down and y'all come back and we'll pick up in 30 minutes. All right. Let me shut the computer down and see if that works. Because I really want y'all to hear this whole demonstration. All right. I'll shut it down and come back in 30 minutes.